On this week's episode of Friend Code, we're talking about the SNES Classic launch, FIFA 18 on Switch's sales debacle, and the Wii Shop coming to a close. Hey everyone, welcome to Friend Code. I'm your host, Michael Damiani, and I'm joined today by Mr. Kyle Bosman.
Hello.
Mr. Bradley Ellis.
Achievements.
Always gonna say achievements.
Until
from
that's
last,
good, Brad.
It's protest.
That's good, yeah.
He's continuing this. We will have Brad on every episode until achievements show up.
Maybe I could
I'm
rotate
kidding.
going achievements, then virtual console every other time.
There you go, until it actually happens. Before we get into the meat of this week's episode, two things I want to acknowledge. Not
Some
really.
bread. This is the bread of the episode.
This is the top layer of bread. We haven't gotten to the bottom layer yet. Two interesting comments from the last week's episode. Not corrections, but two things I want to acknowledge. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
First of all,
Acknowledgements.
we have someone who is claiming to be NOA Steve from Nintendo Power.
Dude.
Said he was the writer, started writing for Nintendo Power for a decade, starting in
Whoa.
around 2002.
This is cool.
And became the editor-in-chief by the end when it shut down in 2012.
Whoa.
And this is the comment he left us.
Okay.
So name and everything, it all matches up, but like I haven't actually.
You're still skeptical.
I'm not really skeptical. It's just like we're so small. I didn't think someone like this would actually listen to our podcast yet.
Okay, I'm ready.
So it would be amazing, but I think it might be too good to be true.
Okay.
But if it is, thank you so much for this comment. So I hope it's cool calling you NOA Steve, because that's how I remember all the staff members.
That's a cool
It was a
nickname.
big thing.
I
You
like
had
it.
NOA in front of your name when I was a kid on like anything related to Nintendo. You were like a god.
Yeah.
You were important. I just discovered your programming during this past E3, and I'm already a big fan. I get a special kick out of the Player's Pulse section of Friend Code because I worked at Nintendo Power for 10 years, first as a writer and eventually as editor-in-chief until the magazine ceased publication in 2012. In fact, I am the NOA Steve that was mentioned in one of your letters you read past last episodes, the episode before the last episode, actually, so 2 episodes ago. I also edited the Player's Pulse section for a few years, choosing the letters and writing the responses.
Cool.
So, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rad.
If this really is you, which is awesome. I think I might be hitting them up for some discussions and stuff.
Yeah, give us some scoops anyway,
Dude,
Steve.
scoops.
Yeah, give me
Scoops.
some cool stuff there.
Give
If you're
us
like-
those
Even
power
like,
scoops.
even like innocent scoops.
yeah.
You know, just fun scoops.
Yeah, like you had Nerf Wars at your office or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, that's what we want. We want an innocent
we
scoop.
want like the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Fun anecdotal stuff. Another one of our patrons, Brent, and I told you this offline actually, but for everyone who doesn't get privy to our private conversations, making it public here.
Privy.
One of the letters that we read last episode about the Wind Waker was actually from our patron Brent, who wrote it when he was 13.
Dude,
Wait, really?
Yeah. And it got
That's
published
so
in Nintendo
cool.
Power.
I feel like we're in the smallest world right
That's
now.
what we were looking for. That is exactly. Did you make fun of it, or was it a good letter?
We didn't. None of us were laughing at the contents of what people were writing in terms of like their writing ability.
Yeah.
We were laughing at the argument, like the debate, like that. Like back in the day, that was such a heated thing.
Yeah.
And to hear the old arguments that we would all make back then
Is Brent over it? Has Brent changed?
seemed like completely
Okay.
over. Or I don't know, over it, but like yeah. I believe.
Do you remember
that he
which
thinks the
side
game is
Brent
good.
was on? Was he like for the Wind Waker or against it? I can't remember.
Pretty sure they were for it.
Okay.
From the letter, I remember. If not, I apologize, but that maybe it's best to leave it ambiguous. Which
Sure.
one? They were probably one of the via the internet ones. So
Sure.
with the handle or something like that. We'll have to
Think of poor NOA Steve and all of the trash letters you actually received.
Yeah, so anyway, Steve probably got that letter from Brent.
Yeah, yeah.
I had to read it.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause it was
but
towards the earlier days.
I don't mean Brent's. I mean everything that's like way worse.
Oh yeah, like the ones who can't even
Yeah.
wouldn't dare put public.
Poor NOA Steve.
Like dear Nintendo, like accusing
Eat
them
my
directly.
butt.
Why? Yeah, eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts.
Why
you
did
butt
you make
wipe.
the Wind Waker? It's for kiddies. Stuff like that. So thank you. Like we always sometimes joke about if you wrote that letter, let us know. And we got one of those, and we have someone from Nintendo Power actually being like, yo, I actually listened to your podcast.
I think, Damiani, at a point, I made fan art of the Pokemon named Meryl, labeled it Peekaboo, and sent it in. Because for a long time, it was rumored that Meryl is named Peekaboo. Mm-hmm. Like an evolution of Pikachu that is blue. This has the same face. It made perfect sense to us. Where did I send it? I think I may have sent it in Nintendo Power.
They probably just thought that you were a dumb kid and threw it away.
They were right.
Like, here's the thing.
That's the thing. I think like little 13-year-old Kyle thought he was like really getting them. It's like, I know this is Peekaboo.
Like, I know
of it.
adult Kyle right now.
Yeah.
And it's already unbearable.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to imagine 13-year-old Kyle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Peekaboo. Probably just saw it, just crumpled it, and threw it in the trash.
Letter in the mailbox. He's like, I'm the coolest person right now.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
So
I'm gonna go tell all my friends.
Yeah.
I just like totally got Nintendo.
Yeah.
Wait till you see it published.
So it's clear, yeah, we make fun of letters, but we're all dumb idiots.
Yeah,
dude.
of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we all wrote. I wrote dumb things too to like Nintendo. I'm sure.
Yeah.
And probably never. I don't think
I
anything
ever
got
wrote to
published.
them. Called the hotline, though.
Nice.
Like dumb thing was like accusing them of like ripping off famous songs.
Oh,
and,
man.
And like Blastcore, I thought like one of the songs was Cotton Eye Joe.
How dare you? How dare
I was
you?
like, you guys are lazy.
That's Cotton Eye Joe, clearly.
And then there was one time I wrote to them because a Next Gen magazine wrote an article about N64 is broken because like all the reasons it's failing.
Yeah.
And I wrote this angry letter to Nintendo. I'm like, I feel duped by you guys. Why aren't you using CD-ROMs? Like,
Oh, wow.
like
Oh my
you guys
God,
are like, you guys made a mistake and
And then
stuff.
poor NOA Steve is dealing with that all day.
Like,
all day
that
reading
would've
this
been
article.
before
We're
anyway,
so
Steve.
dumb to
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that they're like working on the development of
Yeah.
it.
NOA Steve was probably dealing with similar type letters
Yeah.
in the day.
Let's dig in.
Let's dig into our first section, Dear Nintendo. And for this installment, we have the May 2007 volume 215 of Nintendo Power with, what is that, Kyle? You saw it immediately, and you were like, oh, cool.
Hold on. It's I always forget this one's name. That's the one from Pokemon Pearl. Hold on. There's
It says the
Palkia
name right here.
and
Oh, Kyle's going to drop some knowledge here.
okay, so that one is Palkia.
Yeah, it says on the cover.
All right.
Special Collector's Edition.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm so bad at their names. I'm super bad at like legendary Pokemon names.
So hopefully I found a cover version of the cover that I could put up there and larger, so it'll be actually covering up what I'm holding up. Let's dig into Player's Pulse.
That was the last Pokemon for me. That was the end.
Wow.
Diamond and Pearl?
That was it.
I can see why you drop off there,
Okay,
dude.
It's just called Pulse now.
Ooh.
They dropped the players. I forgot about that.
2007. Dialga. That's the other one's name. Okay, we got it.
Okay, you got it? Okay, I'm
Palkia
seeing a
Dialga.
picture right here, and I'm going nuts.
Let's go straight to it.
Yeah.
Let's go straight in there.
All right. No, it's literally just called Winter Games.
Okay.
For the last 2 years, I've entered in an annual cardboard sled derby. This year, I decided to make a Game Boy sled. Here are some pictures via the internet. And Nintendo Power's like, sweet ride! Hopefully next year you can make a Game Boy sled color. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in 2007, we're deep into our DSs. Like, that's still super old. And it actually looks really cool.
Ooh, Nintendo made a mistake.
Ooh.
Our bad. Palkia and Dialga switched.
I understand why. I get
Last
this already.
month's Pokemon Preview, Volume 214, on page 76, featured images of the new legendary Pokemon from Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl. Unfortunately, as several MP readers noted, the Pokemon were mislabeled. The correct names are shown below, and they're featured on this month's 2 collectible covers. Our apologies to both Dialga and Palkia.
Apologies.
Like, that's very funny.
Imaginary creatures.
I think that's somebody who's frustrated because I bet someone was very mad about that slip up.
Oh, yeah.
I bet
Internally?
someone, internally.
Oh, the Pokemon Company probably
Yeah.
wrote an angry
I
letter.
bet they were
to
very,
them.
very mad.
They're like, excuse me, Nintendo, what are you doing here?
I realize now it's easy to keep track of. Dialga starts with Diamond, right? It starts with the same 3 letters, and that's the one that's on Diamond. And Palkia starts with P or on Pearl. Okay.
I'm sorry, what is it? Dialga?
Dialga.
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 No wonder no one
called
can remember
Dialga.
these names.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, well, it's a fancy name because it's a legendary Pokemon.
What makes them legendary?
Oh, because there's only one of them in the game, and they control time and space. Like, they're powerful Pokemon.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So we should set one thing up here.
Okay.
So this is 2007.
Yeah.
As you said, we're in a DS. DS is out, Wii is out.
Yeah.
DS has been out for 2 years, or 3 years, 2 or 3 years. Wii enjoying its second year here. Nintendo's like on a high here.
Yeah.
They're rolling in the money.
They really are, yeah.
Yeah, this is like the highest point of Nintendo's been in a long time.
Yep.
So, with that in mind, wow.
What? With that in mind, what?
I also forgot. This is also the year that E3 was that stupid thing because there's one called The Show Must Go On.
Okay.
I have wanted to go to E3 for a few years now, and I just read on the internet that it isn't open to the public anymore. Do you know if this is really true? Actually, E3 was never open to the public, but somehow over 50,000 people managed to scrape up industry credentials. In an effort to curb the outrageous cost of previous shows, this year's E3 is going to be a smaller affair that allows us to have more FaceTime with developers, and that's a good thing. But as history has shown, E3 2007 was a disaster, and E3 2008 was even worse when they brought it back to the convention center. It was in that tiny little Kensha Hall or whatever.
It's before my time, man.
Yeah, it was 2007, 2008 were really bad. That's why E3 came back in 2009, and it's been back to sort of normal ever since. All right. NP. Oh, wait. Okay. NP for the block. I just want to say that the magazine really has improved over the past couple of months.
Whoa.
And I'm happy to see it. But the main reason I'm sending you guys a shout out is to ask your opinions on something. You guys tend to write some excellent reviews, and I like to write them myself as well. I've written a ton of reviews, but possibly the biggest obstacle that I'm facing right now is the dreaded writer's block. Do the professionals have any advice how to get past it?
This is a good question. Okay, what do they say here? Okay.
We're no experts on the subject.
Yeah.
But from our experience, there really isn't much to it. Bad writers use the term to explain why their stuff sucks. Excellent writers use it to write crazy, recursive movie scripts like Adaptation and 8.5. The rest of us just suck it up and keep writing.
There's a real attitude in 2007.
That was very...
I need more.
Lofty
I need
Nintendo.
more.
That
Yeah.
was very
It's
snarky.
They're
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Even
Like,
using the phrase sucks that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's edgy
Bad
Nintendo right there.
writers.
Yeah. Edgy.
Settle down, Nintendo.
What the?
What?
Uh-oh.
You got to read that now. You have to read what you just said what the too.
Or maybe we do is the title of this
Okay.
one.
All right.
I was recently playing Earthbound, and I was thinking that Nintendo should make Earthbound games for the Nintendo DS and the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah,
The Wii
that's a
game
good idea.
could have a load of motion control
Oh.
from moving the Wii remote to swing your baseball bats, slingshots, etc., to using the nunchuck to solve puzzles. Plus, what could be better than whacking aliens with baseball bats in 3D? For the DS game, you could use the stylus to select options such as attacking or using PSI, or Psi Energy.
Yep.
Yeah. The stylus would also be good for puzzles and talking to people by tapping them. Please consider this idea. I'm sure millions of Earthbound fans would be happy.
What's the response? I need a
Well,
response.
we suppose we'll never know if you're right until we vote on it.
Oh, okay.
So I guess there was a vote on the Everybody Votes channel. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think... So there was something going on the Everyone Votes channel where I guess they're asking, well, what game you want to see on Wii, DS, and Earthbound was...
Sure.
Yeah.
To everybody who doesn't know the Everybody Votes channel, which I think is fair,
Yes.
it was one of the earliest Wii apps. It had your Miis, and and I think it was kind of like Splatoon things at first. Like, it wasn't like important stuff. It was like, hot dogs or hamburgers,
Yes.
And so like you would go into this stupid thing and you would just watch your little Miis like go into different Venn diagrams and stuff, I think.
Man, the Wii was weird.
Wii was weird. Wait. So that's all they said? Well, we won't know until the vote?
Yeah.
We gotta contact NOA Steve
Yeah.
and ask.
Because there's a real snarkiness to that. Because there's like the person who plucks that letter obviously knows that's a really good idea,
Yeah.
but obviously also has no power or influence to make that kind of thing happen.
Yeah, that's we need more information. We need to hit
Okay.
We need you anyway, Steve. Help us out. This is your
Yeah.
time to shine. Comrade Mario. I was just surfing a website when I saw a movie that has evidence that Mario was actually made by the Russians. For example, Mario's clothes are red. The star that is raised when he beats Bowser is from the Russian flag. And the flag that Mario grabs, have you ever really looked at it closely, is not a skull, but a peace sign. I'm starting to believe that Mario is just a puppet made for Soviet propaganda. Tell me, is all of this true?
That's a great pluck.
No, it's not.
Sorry, but we don't see the similarities. Besides, Mario's allegiance has always been to the monarchy as gold coin-based free market economy.
Ooh, this is some good stuff. Can we do one more?
One more. We'll do one more.
These are great so far.
Is there more? Oh, there is a back page.
Pulse is for real.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we
Player's
go.
pulse is
Here
dead.
we go.
Okay.
Well, there's a corrections corner. Ooh. But we'll save that maybe for next time. I want this one because it made me laugh about something about insecurity of the Wii. And
Okay.
they're praising
Oh,
it.
yeah. This is great. This is
Okay.
great.
Whoever designed the Wii and gave it structural integrity deserves a medal. I was in a car accident that left my car completely totaled. My Wii was in the passenger seat, unbuckled. In the adrenaline-fueled slow motion of the accident, I watched with horror as my Wii flew forward. At the exact instant it hit the dashboard, the airbags fired, shooting my Wii into the seat back. Then it toppled to the floor. After all the accident reports were filed and everyone was checked out and okay, I got back to my house and plugged my Wii in, only to find that it was completely fine. So thank you, whoever you are, for designing the Wii like you did, because I doubt the warranty extension covers car accidents.
And what's the response?
The Wii goes through a lot of tests before it gets shipped, but getting a 5-star crash rating from the NHTSA isn't one of them. We've all learned a valuable lesson here, folks. Love your Wii at home, belt it in the car.
See, these are good responses. That's good stuff.
Yeah. This is, they're on top of their game. Mm-hmm. Sorry to see this
Crazy.
weird puzzle here. We'll come back to this issue. There were a few more I saw.
I saw a phrase that I want to look at.
Okay,
you can move
yeah.
to the next segment. I just saw on that
What?
page, I think I saw the phrase demented robots, and I got to know what that is.
Demented robots.
Yeah, right here. Demented robot monkeys.
They're trolling their staff.
Yeah.
That's what they're calling.
They're calling themselves
They're calling
demented
themselves.
robot
They're
monkeys.
too cool right now.
2007 Nintendo is too cool.
Let's see. You know what? Let's see if we can find the name of.
That's like under staff, where
There
it would be like here's the
Right there,
here's the
senior
production
writer
staff.
Steve Thomason.
Wow, is a demented robot monkey.
And always Steve.
Okay.
They like to have fun there.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Let's dive into our first topic
Okay.
of the day. This past Friday, something called Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic launched in North America.
Yep.
Seemed like it went a little bit more smoothly than the NES Classic did last year. Still sold out.
Yeah. Of
Still,
course.
you really couldn't walk in later in the day to stroll into your Target and pick one up. But if you put a little bit of effort to show up a little bit early to each of your local stores, seemed like you're able to walk away with one. So, not everyone got one though. So I just want to acknowledge the people who haven't got one. It wasn't completely easy. Not everyone got what they wanted. I want to know, how do you feel about the Super NES Classic launch? Do you agree with that statement I made, that it went more smoothly than NES Classic? Or do you think there's still issues with it? What do you think?
For as much as like store, like physical, like going to the store, I went to Best Buy because I ordered mine for in-store pickup, and I went in there and I just went to like whatever the online pickup, and I saw like a huge pile of these classics compared to when I went to Target to get my NES. They got like 18.
They were impossible.
Yeah,
They
there
were
was
impossible,
probably
yeah.
like 100 or over 100 of this one.
Nice.
I was like, oh, this is a good sign. I mean, it's still like there's a ton of people though.
Yeah.
A ton, but there was more than the NES. So that's good, I guess.
Kyle.
Reggie promised.
Reggie promised.
Reggie promised.
So Reggie made this promise.
Yeah.
And from all accounts, do you think, from what you saw or what you heard, because I know you were busy in space for a little while on Secret Mission.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you feel like they came closer to delivering on that promise?
They do, and I don't think the shipments are done. it's so hard because it's such an extremely appealing product. And so I think it's impossible to stock this thing properly. And I am impressed by how much they were able to ship to stores. And yeah, I think it'll even out. I think by the time we get to like late November, when everybody's shopping, when we get to Black Friday, I think that they're going to sell out again, but more people will have SNESs than a year ago had NESs. And,
absolutely.
And it's a success. Yeah. They've done as well as we could have expected them to. Is how I feel about it.
All right. I genuinely agree with that sentiment. I think they did do a better job this time. I think if there are any faults so far, in terms of just the launch, pre-order stuff we talked about being a dead horse. We're not going into that. We're talking about the launch just right now.
Yeah.
Retailers. One in particular, I want to give a little lecture about.
Ooh.
Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
I was so worried it was going to be Target again. I couldn't handle it.
Target didn't get a lot of units in compared to the other stores, but doesn't seem like there were any real issues with Target. Seems like Walmart and Amazon
botched.
Like online orders, I think, were the problem this time. With Amazon, it was basically no communication. Some people claim they got their orders on Friday, their pre-orders delivered. A lot of people said it still says we don't know when it's shipping out.
That's what mine says.
People had to go and contact customer service at Amazon, and then they would get a personalized response saying, "Oh, it's coming October 6th," or "Oh, it's coming at a later date." So no official communication initiated on Amazon's end unless you took the initiative first to go talk to them. So a little bit of outrage there.
Very unprofessional, Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, when I made my pre-order, there wasn't even an image attached to it.
Man,
like
too,
that whole thing, it was slops, mad slops.
Yeah,
but,
it was bad.
Yeah.
To add insult to injury, we don't know the inner workings of Amazon, so we don't know why this happened. So you cannot just jump. I would advise jumping to the conclusion that it was completely evil corporate inner workings here. But that same day, on Friday the 29th, treasure trucks, Amazon treasure trucks, were out in major cities in the U.S. advertising they had SNES Classics.
Can you explain what a treasure truck is to me?
A treasure truck is an Amazon truck with a bunch of items on it that they communicate out its location, and you can then order stuff and go pick it up from that truck, a physical location, a mobile truck that moves around. It usually has deals on it, so it's like this new initiative by Amazon. So people were jumping to the conclusion that some of our Super NES Classic pre-orders got diverted to the treasure trucks to promote their new little treasure truck thing.
Yeah.
I'll buy that theory.
Then there are a bunch of people who work in warehouses, retailers, the supply chains and suppliers, saying that might not be the case. It's not as simple as you think. Especially as a company as big as Amazon, it's very automated. Stuff's sent to certain places. If shipments don't arrive to a certain place for a certain allocation, they don't just divert stuff, or it's not as easy to divert stuff in that short of a time or something like that. I don't know. Who knows if it's true or not? Amazon's obviously never going to say. But yes, given what happened like with the treasure trucks earlier this year, having NES Classics magically.
Oh, yeah, fountains.
So Amazon did not earn any goodwill earlier this year, and that's why people are jumping to the conclusion that Amazon just was like, oh, we don't care if some people get theirs a little later. We want to push our new treasure
Especially because it's a new thing.
But here's the thing. I think that there are many, many people like myself and Brad who they have those mysterious pre-orders with no shipment dates. And I bet the trucks were just, 1,000 as opposed to 10,000 or 100,000 or how many of us there are who
I don't
have those
feel
pre-orders,
like the amount at the treasure trucks would have made a significant dent in the amount of people who did not get their things.
Yeah.
People pre-ordered a product.
Yeah.
They paid money for it. Give them the product they paid for instead of selling it outright. They should have put those to people who already ordered it.
I hear you.
If there was a way to do it, they should have.
Yeah.
Especially
I don't want to hear it. It's Amazon.
Oh, I know.
They're like they're like the biggest online shipper. They should have their stuff together. This is outrageous. I'd be so pissed off if I didn't have one already. I'd be furious.
Oh, so you already have one from a store?
Yeah, I bought because I got one at Best Buy because I wanted to get one for my brother.
Yeah, nice.
I would be furious at this. This is unacceptable, and especially because they didn't inform anyone about it. They didn't say, "Hey, it's coming at this date" either. They were trying to sweep it under the rug and hope nothing comes of it.
So basically, Amazon, as it Brad's rant illustrates, shame on Amazon here for whatever the reason. Like, they're the only one that, like, besides Walmart. Walmart had some weird issues, but I don't think it's as bad. But they had still had in store. You can still go get it in store. It wasn't just online orders. Amazon, there's no other than stupid treasure trucks. I'm calling them stupid because I think they're stupid. There's no physical Amazon store you can just waltz into to go. You could have pre-ordered to pick up in store.
Right.
Yeah, Amazon. Shame on you. Not very good. On a personal note, Amazon has been having a string of weird misfires with gaming stuff lately.
Yes.
Shoddily packed amiibos coming in damaged that are like you cannot replace. Say hello to their exclusive Zelda one they had recently. Came in all bent and stuff.
Yep,
and
I got that
and
too,
they were
Damiani.
like, oh, if you really want another one, you can return it and then buy it from a third-party vendor for like 5 times the price.
Whoa.
Oh, we're not going to give you any money to compensate either.
So they're just saying that was it.
Yeah, they're like, nope, not our fault
You can
anymore.
refund if you want to, but we're not going to replace
People
it.
are like, oh, just keep bugging him, egging them on to like give you something.
Yeah.
So many people must have done that. They probably got told from their higher up, stop.
Yeah.
No more giving people credits and stuff. Everyone's just doing it. Cut it out. Like, we're just gonna eat this one. New games not coming on release date for some people, like coming afterwards. Poor communication. No offense, like I used to make fun of Best Buy, but like that program they have, I have not had a problem with Best Buy for anything. I try
What is
to
that,
order
Gamer Club something?
Gamer Club Unlimited GCU.
Unlimited, okay.
I keep thinking of GameCube whenever I see it. But
Yeah,
it's
of course, GCU, yeah.
Yeah. It's been great for me.
Damiani, I've had the same problems with Amazon. Like,
Yeah.
games coming in late. It's like, this wasn't happening to me a year ago. Things are always on time, punctual. Now, like,
Exactly.
getting it 2 days late. Like, why?
Exactly. And it also extends to their movies. They do their BS. Because, for example, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, comes out today. But before today, you couldn't pre-order the stupid thing. You had to wait till today to pre-order it. But their Amazon Video version, which they want to push on their service, has been available. Like, oh, you can buy it now on that.
Why are you pre-ordering that movie, Damiani?
No, I'm just saying. I was looking at new releases.
Oh, okay.
And I was curious.
Gotcha,
I was
gotcha.
like, oh.
Hey, man, don't judge the movies he
I was like,
likes.
I'm judging that movie.
I was like, how much is it? And then I was like, wait, I can only buy this on the video service?
Yeah.
And you can't even pre-order it? But I went to some other movies that weren't on their video service. You could pre-order them. I was like, there's some weird stuff going on. I don't know what the deals are, but like Amazon's being a little bit annoying.
That's some corporate.
If you go to Best Buy, you could pre-order Pirates. I was like, what the heck's going on, Amazon?
Yeah.
What's your deal?
Here's what's weird about that is that, in particular, talking about games, they started the whole Amazon Prime, like, we're going to give you 20% off if you pre-order. I think because of Best Buy. I think they did it to compete with Best Buy, and then they've like kind of hit the brakes on that. Now I think like you can't get it afterward. If you pre-order, you still get the 20%. But
Correct.
They don't do the 2 weeks afterward anymore.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, exactly.
And so I wonder if they found enough business where they feel like they have a comfy lead over Best Buy, and then they said, okay, we don't have to do those incentives anymore.
Probably.
But then Best Buy is like, we're not going down without a fight.
Yeah.
Here's Gamer Club. And it's a third of the price of Prime because it's only for games. It's for people who are only interested in buying games. Basically, it's a better value. Getting virtually the same perks, sometimes better.
But Amazon Prime I already pay for. That's just the huge difference.
Yeah,
it's not an added cost to me.
It like there's part of me that's like, if I stop ordering enough stuff from Amazon, will Prime be worth it eventually?
That's where I'm at too.
I'm slowly ordering less and less from them because of their misfires. And I'm like, am I going to get a point where it's like, why am I paying this $90+ whatever it is?
It's $100.
It's $100.
It's $100.
Yeah, it keeps getting more and more expensive.
Yeah.
It's like, do I really need to keep using this service? Like, I don't know. I could probably get stuff from elsewhere, or the occasional thing I'll just pay for the shipping or take the slower shipping for free or whatever, and then buy my games from like. I feel like right now, in my opinion, Best Buy is the best place to get games if you enrolled in the Gamers Club thing because of the values there.
How much is that?
It's like $30 for 2 years, I believe.
What? That's it?
I think so.
That can't be right. That's a good deal.
I think it's not bad.
No, money, like.
But I think the best place. But the thing is, if you do in-store pickup, like if you're really paranoid about condition, like Amiibo box, you don't want it in pristine condition. You're probably not going to risk shipping. You do in-store pickup. I don't have it here because I took it off. One of my I was going to show off at one of the Best Buy SNES Classics I brought in for one of you guys to take. They put those stickers on the side. They peel off pretty harmlessly. But but I'm always paranoid that one time I need it to come off harmlessly, it's going to rip
sure.
off part of it. So the best place actually, if you want to get something in the best collector's edition, is actually go in-store to probably a GameStop for in-store pickup. Like go to a GameStop, pre-order in there because they won't
Well,
put
like
any weird
GameStop
sticker.
doesn't put stickers on their
No,
stuff?
not on your stuff.
Oh, on the pre-order stuff.
No,
you're right.
they
I guess you
don't. They
want
don't
stickers
label
on
it.
that.
They just
Yeah.
hold some down there, and
Sure.
they just those are only for pre-orders.
Yeah.
And they check if you're on the pre-order list. They don't hold a specific copy just for you unless you are coming in that day and hey, do you have any left? I'll put this to the side. They'll put a note down somewhere.
Yeah.
There won't be anything on the box usually, but that's for very few things. But anyway, I'd recommend Best Buy and GameStop over Amazon at this point for gaming stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you now, Damiani.
But anyway, enough about Amazon.
Okay.
We talked about the launch. The lineup for the system. We did a big stream on Friday. We got to dive into it. I'm kind of curious how you feel now that if you spent some time with it. How do you feel about the 21 games included with it? Do you have what is your favorite on there, or particularly your least favorite? Because I just want to say my piece. I'm a little disappointed there are 2 Kirby games on there.
I was gonna say not the All-Star one. What's the other one called?
The course.
Come on, Kyle.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's
Whatever,
my
that
least
Kirby-
favorite too.
Crash Course?
Crash.
Course?
I don't know. Whatever. The Kirby you're rolling around as a ball.
Just say it. Dream
Thank
Course.
you.
Yeah.
Dream Course.
I'm not a big Kirby
I'm okay
fan.
if that wasn't in there. I would have been fine. I would have taken something
Kirby
else.
gets 2 games. There are 2 Star Fox games because one's Star Fox 2, which
Yeah.
everyone's you never have to
It's
play
the reason I
before.
bought this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but 2 Kirby games, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 Mario, but that's Mario. But whatever.
But honestly, Damiani, this thing could have 6 Super Nintendo games, and it would still be a good deal. This product could still be $80 with 6 of those. If we could pick the 6, I think it could still be a good deal.
Virtual console pricing.
No, and even going to an old game store pricing, and just
okay,
there's
good deal.
some really really
and you
good
get
stuff
2
on
controllers and stuff like that.
this. Yeah, it is
2 really good quality controllers.
right, and good emulation, straight HDMI into your TV, and so the 21 games. Yeah, there's stuff that could be replaced, but there's just so much good on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of great games on there.
To me, it's it's a no-brainer. It's I think even better than the NES Classic for sure.
I like Super Nintendo more than NES.
Yeah.
So for me, yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I like Super NES a little bit more than NES as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's more games on there on the current SNES Classic that I feel like I'd replay more and more than I would on the NES Classic. But I mean, there's obviously there are tons of videos and articles out there about what obviously missed a cut and stuff. We've known the roster for a while. We've discussed it to death. But I guess just after playing it and stuff, it's just to me Kirby Dream Course is the one that screams you could have been.
All right, let me
dump you. You could even not even adding another game, just dumping it would have
I got a dump too. I got a dump. Let me know.
what's your dump?
Let me know if you're offended by this dump.
right.
We're gonna be
Super
offended.
Punch Out.
I'm not entirely offended by that.
I'm never gonna play that. I think you could easily dump that one.
I'm kind of with you there. I don't got anything against the game.
Yeah,
but
there's
just other stuff I'd rather play.
Yeah.
I would personally dump that one for Pilot Wings, Super Nintendo Pilot Wings.
Yeah, that'd be fun, dude.
Just because
Yeah.
that is a franchise for Nintendo, and it got its start there, and they didn't put it out for some reason.
Yeah.
That struck me as one of the easy, obvious omissions because it does stuff. This is something to help Nintendo, existing IP of theirs, not just a single standalone release.
Would you have wanted more X games on there?
More Mega Man X games?
Yeah.
No. I think 1 is enough for the first if we're
edition.
sticking to 21
Yeah.
or 20.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not saying if we could expand it to 30 or we're thinking about an SNES Classic V2. I'm talking about if we could dump one and add another one. I would not have added another X.
It
Gotcha.
has Super Castlevania, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's too good. It's really,
Yeah.
it is too good. Dang. I think, I
Got
don't.
Earthbound.
It has Earthbound on it too. Really. All right. Yeah. Then it's just worth it. We were talking. This was Hubert talking. It needs more beat 'em ups. It needs a beat 'em up.
There you go.
0 beat 'em ups.
Yeah, and I think there's just so many from Konami that you don't need. Obviously,
Turtles in Time.
we all want turtles, but I think it's impossible these days. Sunset Riders would just be clutch. It would just be a clutch game, and that's the kind of idea, Damiani, is that it's called the Classic, and so it's kind of like a greatest hits. But I would like some discovery on it a little bit. Some games that you probably haven't heard of before, give these a shot, and I think that'd be interesting to put in there. Kind of like Smash Bros. Kind of like Smash Bros. Melee. It's like, here's this guy named Roy. And we've never heard of Roy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, kind of like that.
Exposing
Maybe like Star Fox 2 is they're kind of thinking on that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And again, people are like, oh, it'd be so easy to put some of these on. Just always consider like the licensing and stuff. Like you said, Turtles.
Yeah.
Like,
Impossible.
Even though there's a Konami developed game or whatever, the rights to Ninja Turtles aren't held by either Nintendo or Konami right now. So there'd have to be negotiations for something like that.
That's probably why Chrono Trigger's not on there too, right?
Yeah, that's a rumor.
Yeah, have you ever gone into that theory on a podcast?
I really wish someone would speak up about that or be able to ask about that. For those who don't know, I was told at one point a few years ago that the DS re-release of Chrono Trigger sparked an internal kind of, not struggle, but a debacle between Square Enix and another company. You can probably guess who the company is. I won't. Let's not say that. I don't know if I should say the name, but you can guess it.
McDonald's.
But people involved with Chrono Trigger would be affiliated with that company.
Yep.
And when they found out about it, they were not okay with the re-release or something. Something about like they had some rights to it and they weren't consulted about it. And since then, the game has never been allowed to come out again or be reprinted, which is why I don't know. Like, you can't show up, and why it's not an SNES Classic. Why it would not be on the SNES Classic is because they're just letting Sleeping Dogs lie with that and be like, we're not revisiting that. It's done.
I'm sorry, I know this is old news, but which Final Fantasy is on there?
6.
Oh, and Secret of Mana, right?
Yep, and Secret of
some
Mana.
RPG.
Secret of Mana is a good one for Discovery, Kyle.
Yes.
Your thing?
Yeah, you're right.
People
That's
were
totally
saying,
a good
like,
Discovery
that is one
Yeah.
that it was a little... didn't get the greatest reception when it came out. I mean, people who played it loved it, but it didn't sell particularly well when it came out. And it is a series that hasn't really been extremely popular in the West, though they brought a bunch of the titles over. So putting it back out, plus it was one of the few, not just multiplayer games, multiplayer RPGs on the Super Nintendo for its time.
It was really different, like active combat and everything like that at the time. Like I remember playing it when I was younger. I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
And it just looks good. It still looks good.
Nintendo Power made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
I remember because I thought it was like a huge. I was like, "Yo, this is like the next Chrono Trigger. This next like Final Fantasy." Like Nintendo Power was telling me about it, and I thought it was just like huge. And then years later, when I dove into looking into the series, I'm like, "This is really more of like a under the radar series. Like it's popular in Japan, but it doesn't do as well in the West for some reason, and who knows?" But they keep bringing them out, some of them out here.
Yeah.
But that's a good one.
Street Fighter 2 is on that thing.
Turbo.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting.
So all the characters.
No, it's not Super.
Oh,
It's
okay,
a
yeah.
Street Fighter 2.
I'm sorry. We need DJ. We like it. So
Japan got that one, I believe.
Really? That's funny.
They got a different version of
All right.
Street Fighter. But
Did they get different games than us?
yes, they got a Fire Emblem game instead of us.
Ooh.
They got a different version of Street Fighter, and they got a wrestling game or soccer game. Sorry,
What did we get that they didn't get?
we got.
Like if it's Kirby's Dream Course,
I
something
covered
like that.
Yeah.
the SNES Classic launch episode, or not launch, announcement episode of Friend Code.
Okay.
I went into detail about all that.
Sure. We'll go
Like,
back
I
and
have
listen to
since
that one.
I've forgotten the list of the differences.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there are 3, I believe, differences between Japan and the rest of the world.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see.
So yeah, Damiani, like my real true opinion is like there's definitely some stuff I would dump and there's some things that should be on it, but the list, everything that is on there is so insanely good. Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island. Those 2 games alone could be on a mini Super Nintendo for $80 and it would still be worth it. Like that, it's insane. It's very, very good. Those are very good games.
Okay, say how much I love the rewind feature.
Yeah.
Emulation's always had save states, and to be honest, on emulators it's easier to reload a save state. It's like a hotkey,
Yeah,
so
blah.
don't have to hit the reset button on the system and stuff.
But you have to constantly save.
Yeah, but you have like you're playing a keyboard.
Yeah,
it's right
just
in
a
front of you.
hotkey.
This is a hotkey.
So you're clicking
It's
save
one
every
less.
10
It's
seconds?
it's 1 or 2 less button inputs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like
to execute what you want to do
All right.
on an emulator. But as far, I mean, I think emulators have rewind features like to back up, but like they're not as nicely implemented, I think, user interface wise, as it is on the SNES Classic.
Do you feel embarrassed using the rewind feature?
No,
Nice.
it actually is proven useful to observe pattern stuff as well. Like, I think it's a good tool to learn stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the fight. Like, I get it. Like, but people are like, oh, the challenge is you have to play through the level to get back to enemy to observe the boss or whatever. It's like it's no different than like going on YouTube and watching someone beat the boss and explain it. But you're doing it yourself with the controls, so you're actually getting hands-on input to learn it as well while watching it.
It's an old game too, so I'm like way more okay with it.
Yeah.
Like Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Like, come on, like
Too hard.
that game.
Yeah.
Everything they have, like those saves and the rewind, game was made for that. Come on. Once you beat it and stuff, you find yourself not needing that. You feel better about it. Like I feel more people will actually play through an entire game this way, and I think a creator has to be a little bit happy that the person at least got to the end somehow.
Yeah, they could actually finish the game maybe now.
Yeah. There might.
I mean, I'm not saying I want that for brand new games because I really don't.
Not speaking for all of them. There might be a creator out there who's like, no, I wanted you to be the right way. Like using that as like not what I intended. But anyway, we'll keep following the SNES Classic. The last question mark is the resupply stuff. Will
I get one?
Yeah, will Kyle get one from Amazon? Will the resupplies happen as Reggie promised? Not just through the end of the year, but they said into next year, early next year.
Yep.
And we'll keep following that. Any more news on that, we'll report on it. But next up, FIFA 18 on Switch in the UK sales debacle. I say debacle because the initial report said, led with the headline that the Switch version of FIFA 18 accounted for just 1% of all physical sales in the UK. So 97% of those sales were on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, 1% on Switch, and 2% were on PS3, Xbox 360. And in fact, the Switch version only outsold the PS3 version. All other versions outsold the Switch.
Wow.
So that is what the initial stories went out with. But in the wake of those stories, there were some rumors, people in comments saying that they were saying there were issues with stores getting the physical Switch copies on time. That they just simply didn't have the stock. In fact, several patrons, when I posted the Patrons Pulse question submissions, used their question submission to say, this isn't a question so much as I want to tell you that, to follow up on this, that the game, it's not getting into stores and stuff, like physical stores. Like, there's an issue with that. It's deceptive. And two, if you actually go look at online sales for the game, including if you go to the UK eShop on your Switch, is in the number 3 slot for bestseller. So it apparently might be selling well online. We don't have all those numbers yet. We just have the anecdotal evidence. But a lot of people are writing in saying, like, hold the phone on the sales report for the physical sales. Doesn't paint the entire picture. Like, some of the copies haven't gotten to stores yet. Give it a little bit more time. Wait for the full picture to develop.
Interesting.
So it's a little bit murky right now. We need to see how that still plays out, because a lot of these articles are jumping to the conclusion, or at least posing the question, is this a case of a sign that consumers are choosing visual fidelity over portability? Because this is that was what they were jumping to and saying that, it looks like the trend, this is the first sign that, like, no one wants to play a downgraded portable version of a current gen game when they could play it nice and beautiful version on a different console or even PC. So that was where they were kind of going with it.
All right, so I think FIFA in particular is about your online communities. And what you're attached to there. And so I don't want to say that, I don't think it's fair to say that it's about graphics. It's more about, like, it's about PSN and it's about Xbox Live.
The infrastructure of it?
Yeah, in those two games in particular. I think a lot of the games that, like, do better on Switch, and we've seen that. We've seen indie developers say, my Switch sales are crazy as opposed to PC and everything else. But FIFA is an online multiplayer game. You know, people play through the single-player mode and learn about Alex Hunter and what he's up to. But, they're playing online and they're using the cards and everything. And, like, I think that's, it's a huge game with a huge audience. And I think most of that audience, kind of like Call of Duty, cares about online. I think if you did a Call of Duty on Switch, again, it would be a 1%er. I think that single-player games will do great on the Switch. I think local multiplayer games will do great on the Switch, and I realize FIFA is as well. But games that are primarily online are going to suffer cross ports.
To add to the thing about online communities, it also came out, because it wasn't made public by EA. People had to find out about it after playing the game. The Switch version of FIFA 18, you cannot start a match with a friend online.
What?
It's always random. there is no friend matchmaking.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's bad.
That's bad.
just
But
bad.
people didn't know about that before buying.
Right.
So that will possibly affect future sales, but that is...
I can't do the thing where somebody's on my team even?
Yeah, people are waiting to see if that was just an oversight that they're going to patch it like
Yeah.
this. But
They could patch it.
Yeah.
They could patch
Hopefully
it.
they do.
But that's something to also, kind of like chew on there.
Yeah. Because what we were told previously is it's the exact same game except for Alex Hunter, basically. That everything that is in the PS4 version, Xbox One version is also on the Switch except for that story mode. That's crazy, dude.
Whoa, no story mode?
No story mode.
Why? They couldn't like downscale it or something?
I wonder, Brad.
Could also be this like the size.
Of the game?
Well,
Because you have to download so much of it.
it's a whole different engine too.
Yeah.
It's not running on Frostbite
Okay.
Yeah.
on the Switch,
Yeah.
but
okay.
the PS4, Xbox One versions totally are. And so yeah, I wonder if it's size or just like technical. Like it would be a monster to have to
Dang.
redo all those things on the
Yeah.
different engine.
Like, who knows how much they poured into it resource-wise?
Yeah.
Because they don't know yet.
I
Right.
mean, EA did say this is like the most effort they put into a FIFA game on a Nintendo platform. Like they said, they put a lot of effort into the Switch.
Oh, the
version.
Wii ones
And they
were so
believe-
bad.
and they
You remember the
believed
Wii
like
era?
they like this is the best looking version we could have made on Switch.
Yeah.
Like it's as good as it's gonna look for this year. So they're pushing it. They're like, if you want on Switch, like this isn't a cheap, quick, dirty port.
Yeah.
We did our best on this, according to them. So take that as you will. It's clear they wanted this to succeed. And you said something offline, Kyle, about even if it is true, even if the 1% holds true, the total sales of that game, what 1% is, it's still a sizable chunk for the UK market.
Oh, they're still making money.
Like that's still
Yeah.
a good amount of money left on the table if they didn't do that. It's just how much effort they put into it. They did put all that effort and only seen that return. But as again, I still think the online sales, when they're factored in, and then when the game has enough time being released that people actually had a chance to buy the Switch version, if those stories are true, time might tell a different story with that.
Yeah.
I do feel like I don't know if you agree, some of the media might have been wanting to jump onto the doom and gloom bandwagon again for the Nintendo.
Oh, dude, get
Just
those,
because
get
it's
those
like a good
clicks,
headline.
baby.
Because everything's been so positive for Nintendo lately. Like, oh, all these third parties are considering putting games on there. And everyone's like, will it really work out? And this was like, oh, this is the first sign it's not working. It didn't sell well in the UK. Oh, it's a disaster. It's like time.
You're right. People are ready to pounce.
Yeah,
You're
they're like,
so
let's
right.
crack that story.
NBA 2K18 in the US has been charting on the digital store. I've seen it high on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I wonder if NBA 2K is doing well in the US physically.
I wonder
and
if people
is-
just buy most of their games now on Switch digitally. Because they just want to take them anywhere.
There's not enough space, dude.
I know,
That's-
well, a lot
oh,
of people, I mean, yes, that's a whole nother problem, but
Yeah.
people getting bigger,
little SD cards.
yeah, bigger SD cards.
you have one?
I got a bigger one, yeah.
Do you have one, Damiani?
I have one. I haven't utilized it yet.
Dang,
I
maybe I should just
Yeah,
buy an SD
you bet
card.
I did, dude.
I'm waiting for them to get cheap. They're all very expensive.
Yeah, I think mine was on sale, that's why I pounced.
Nice.
Wait for
nice.
Black Friday. It's
Okay.
coming up soon.
Yeah.
All right.
But on that note, make one final thought on this whole thing. But like indies are seeing their versions. We talked about this before. Just to reiterate, they're seeing the best sales on Switch
Yeah.
versus any platform. And those are bite-sized. Those you can download a ton of and take
Yeah.
on the go. So those are definitely doing well, and they're digital only.
Yep.
Few of them are considering physical releases, but the majority of them are digital. So I think there's something to that digital thing on the
Yeah,
Switch.
I mean, I'm waiting for
Yeah.
Hollow Knight on Switch. Been waiting this whole time.
Nice.
Yeah. So don't be just be patient with this one. If it is true and like more games, third-party games start selling terribly on Switch, so be it. Like
Sure.
that's what will happen. But like it's way too early
Way
to
too
jump on
early.
that.
Doom
Let's
and
make
gloom.
guesses. Let's make guesses about Skyrim. How
Ooh.
well will Skyrim sell on the Switch?
It'll be the #1 selling game on Switch for that
week?
Oh wait, no, because Mario comes out so close to the end. It'll be right below Mario.
Someone told me who has never played Skyrim is going to play it on Switch for the first time.
Oh no.
It'll be the
Okay.
second
I was
best
like,
selling game on the
whoa.
Switch, and it'll chart top 10 MPD.
Ooh, that's a fun.
Do we know the
bet.
price of it?
I don't think we do, Brad.
Like, price maybe a
My
factor
guess
in
is
that.
full on 60,
Full on $60.
but it's probably not. It's
Like-
gotta. They can't sell that at 60.
You sure?
I'm not sure. That's so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure.
I'm gonna look it up.
Do
I'm
we
gonna look
know
it
if
up
it's
right now.
coming with all the DLC in it or anything like that, or what?
It's supposed to be coming with we talked about in the 2 episodes ago, and I forgot already.
But it's not just the base game.
I'm pretty sure it's not just a base game. It also
Okay.
has all the Nintendo add-on stuff as well.
No, no.
Oh,
no,
boy.
No.
No.
Oh, boy.
More than that. Well, Kyle's looking that up. Let's move on to the last story. A little short story,
Cool.
but good acknowledgement here. All the major territories recently posted an announcement saying that the Wii Shop will be winding down and coming to a close in January of 2019. And after March of next year, you will no longer be able to add Wii points to your Wii Store account.
So
Wii Shop account.
Get your Chrono Triggers and get your Rondo of Bloods.
Yeah.
Ooh, Rondo, good pick. Good pick.
So if
good
you have
pick.
any lying around cards like Wii Shop point cards, better redeem them soon. Because as long as you redeem them by March, you have till January to use them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But after January, shop's coming down. Doesn't mean you just can't buy new games. You can no longer re-download the ones you've purchased.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gone. It's all like
That's
the
crazy.
servers
Yeah.
are closing
Okay,
down,
so
you
yeah,
can't get that.
Get that hard
anymore.
drive ready.
I don't know how true that is though, because they said they closed down the PSP store. They actually redirect you to go to Sony's site, but I was actually able to download Final Fantasy IV, the complete collection, through the store by doing a search for the game, and it still brought up the entry, and I was able to buy and do it
Really?
on there. But I was able to add funds still, but that's also PSN. It might be a little bit different.
When Nintendo said we're shutting down the online for our DS games, they shut down the online.
Yeah,
DS
it is a
games.
Nintendo.
Like, yeah.
I would take it more at face value that once it's down,
Yeah.
you aren't getting it anymore.
Yeah.
It's
What's the
being
scoop?
pulled.
$59.99
Oh, man.
for
Okay.
Skyrim. I don't think it's going to chart top 10. I think it will be top 20 is my guess.
Sure.
So Kyle says top 20.
I'll go with
I
top
say
20
t-
also.
I say top 10.
Yeah.
When is it coming out?
November.
17th. That's prime time, baby. November 17th.
A lot of games got pushed out in November. They're
Okay.
all in October.
I
right.
wonder if a lot of people are buying games in October still, though. There's
Yeah.
a lot of games in October.
Yeah,
a lot.
That could be it, but we'll see.
Okay.
So with all that in mind, so that's Virtual Console and WiiWare games and any DLC for your Wii games.
What's the Chopin game?
Oh, that's on Wii U.
Okay,
Wii U is
so that's safe.
Wii U is safe.
Okay, cool.
Here's the thing, though, Damiani. I thought this would never happen.
You're talking about Eternal Sonata?
No.
What is that game called?
Chopin, that Chopin RPG's Eternal Sonata.
It's not that. Yeah,
Oh.
I know what Eternal Sonata is.
Frederick, it's called. It's called Frederick Legend of Chopin or something
Yeah.
like that. I can't remember the Frederick something music, whatever. Damiani, I thought this would never happen. When they announced the revolution and the virtual console and this idea that you can have all of the games from our past systems on this one console, I thought that was looking forever forward. And so it's kind of crazy that someone who owns a Wii will not have access to some games.
Shut it down.
I just thought of another one. We were talking ahead of time. There's a game that I really love called Final Fantasy My Life as a King.
WiiWare. Yeah.
That is very good and has never been on a platform since the Wii. That's just going to disappear.
My Life as a King. So it's not Little King Story?
No.
It's not. No, it's actually a really
Fantasy My
cool
Life as a King.
town building game.
Okay.
And then there's the sequel that I never actually played.
My Life is a Dark Lord.
My Life is a Dark Lord. What about the Sin and Punishment sequel? I think that's digital only.
That, and I was also going to bring up the Rebirth games from Konami. Castlevania, Contra, Gradius Rebirth. Also only currently exclusive to WiiWare on Wii. These are games.
That's crazy.
These are games
That's crazy.
that could get another life, like on a new virtual console service. They could bump these. WiiWare is just Nintendo's clever name for their own indie titles or whatever. The title did not carry over to Wii U. They started calling them Nindies and stuff like that. These games could be brought to. Yeah,
Could.
They could.
No, My Life as a King is dying. It's gonna die
Like
right there.
licensing probably with that
because
now.
I don't think it did
Well,
that well. You know.
I mean, it didn't do that. Even if it didn't do well, the licensing don't think is a problem for these games
Okay.
specifically because
Okay.
Final Fantasy My Life is a King, My Life is Dark Lord. That's a Final Fantasy sub brand. Square Enix.
Yeah.
There should be no issue with that. Contra, Gradius, and Castlevania, Konami properties.
no interest.
But they probably have
Yeah.
like no. I mean, but they did Power Man, so you never know.
okay.
These are really like they already exist. It's just release them on Switch. This is when is Switch getting a virtual console? Whole other story for another day. But as Kyle mentioned, this is will mark the end of an era because the Wii was the first one to really make a popular use or popularize the virtual console term.
Yeah.
And putting its entire catalog of games available digitally. You talked about like the E3 reveal Revolution, showing the consoles that slide where they had all the consoles, NES, SNES, you know, N64, and then the arrow pointing to like this console. You're like, no way.
And I just think of the image of Reggie just holding it, the little black box. They always said, I think the description that was consistently used was 3 DVD cases. And it's like, oh, that's the Revolution. Man, yeah, that was crazy.
And
turned out not all of the games, but
yeah,
many.
we dreamed a little too big.
Yeah.
There were a lot of question marks about what's going on here. Then we all were exposed to the world of licensing in games. That still a little bit of a nightmare. And from there, but other companies followed suit, have kind of done similar things, and obviously Nintendo still does it. But just want to give it a proper little send off. Still got some time. Still got plenty of time.
I think I'm going to download Dark Lord.
You should, man.
I think I'm going to download that game.
It's a little slice of history.
Yeah.
Definitely. My advice would be to go do a search of WiiWare and Virtual Console exclusives that are only currently available on Wii, and do your best to see if you're interested in those. If so, pick them up, download them. There are ways to back up your your saves if you look into it and stuff, so that. Especially if you don't want to like do any kind of jailbreak or anything like that, there's still ways to back it up.
Oh, without hacking, yeah.
Without hacking.
It's actually not
if
crazy.
If you want to go 100%, like you don't have
to go nuts.
Not in any gray area.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're gonna miss. You'll be a little bit sad when it goes away.
Frederick, Resurrection of Music. I got it.
Okay,
that's nice.
Game. Bad game. Don't recommend it.
It was just a funny idea.
Ooh. Yeah.
What will happen first? Virtual Console announcement on Switch, or Wii Virtual Console service dies?
So
Wii Virtual Console service dies.
March of next year
is when the points you can't add any more funds.
Oh, okay. So it'll happen. It'll happen before it dies. Dies in 2019, right?
Yeah, January 2019.
Yeah, it'll happen next year. Virtual Console
like,
happens next year.
Till March.
Yeah.
I was like, we're not hearing about that till like next E3.
No, Brad. I really think it's gonna be January 2018.
What makes you say that?
January is a good time for Nintendo Directs. They love them. They love those January Directs.
I'm not confident.
Okay. I'm confident.
I want to be confident.
I'm feeling it, dude.
Desperately.
I don't think March. It's
Desperately.
going to be after March. So I'm not with you, Kyle.
I'm right here. It's January even.
Right.
I'm going to say January.
All right, Kyle's got January.
Yeah.
Moving on to our final section here. Patron's Pulse.
Ooh, that's good. You should
Patron's
do Player's Pulse. I like that.
I will find the person who submitted that name.
That's really good.
We went to just ripping off Player's Pulse.
Was it NOA Steve?
No, it was actually not NOA Steve. But someone wrote in saying you should just change it to Patron's Pulse.
I like that.
And
That's
it works
really
out
good.
fine.
Yeah, it's jolly.
So, again, thank you to that person. And because it was via Twitter, I keep thinking it's through Patreon, so I keep searching for their comment. I never find it. Then I'll walk away and be like, oh, it was on Twitter. But now I'm driving somewhere, like usually here the day of to record this, and I forgot. And then I just totally lose my mind until we get to this section. Anyway, to submit a question for Patron's Pulse, you must be a $5 and up patron. And every week of our recording, I make that post letting you know that it is time to submit your questions. I pick about 2 questions each week, and we will dive into them. If we don't get to your question, it's usually because we either cover the subject, or I think we'll cover it in a future episode. I think it'll be better served there.
And you can't pick every question.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah,
we get.
There are lots of good questions every week.
There
are good questions, but yeah, you just can't pick them all.
So first up, from Sean Dupree, this week Takashi Tezuka and Shigefumi Hino confirmed that Mario was, in fact, punching Yoshi in the back of the head to make him eat.
I was going to pick this for the VZ Allies podcast.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how messed up is that?
Beat him.
I was going to pick this.
Beat him.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay.
As a big fan of Yoshi, it hurts.
As someone who misses the weird edges of Mario, Mario used to have grody corners, and he does when you think of New Super Mario, he became more and more sanitized. I love that he's pounding Yoshi's head. I love that there's an edge to him. That's bad. Obviously, it's a bad thing, but
Mario, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
He's not afraid to get his hands dirty to get the job done.
Yeah.
I don't know, but at the same time, I'm going to convince myself that Yoshi's not fazed by it. It doesn't bug him.
Yeah,
it doesn't bug him.
It doesn't bug him. It's a surprise. I think the way it was actually in the article, it says it's the surprise of getting bonked on its head that makes his tongue come out. Yeah.
I saw a lot of people submitting photos of how people ride horses with spurs and stuff. And oh, how do you make a horse go for people who ride horses?
Kick it.
You know, how is that any like really different? You know, they have such thick skin or hides that they just don't really feel it like you think a human.
Yeah, I think it's just me just thinking my whole life. He just has like a harness or something and pulling it a little.
What?
Yeah, like holding on to Yoshi, like with his hands, like you know when you're riding a horse,
Yeah.
or he's like you're holding something.
There's clearly no indication of there being a harness.
It's Super Nintendo sprites. Dude. What do you want from it? Because he like pulls his hand back a little.
He's bonking the head.
I wanted to believe that Mario wouldn't bully a dinosaur.
He bullies that dinosaur.
And he did.
Yeah. Because I mean, like Yoshi talks now. Yoshi has a personality.
Yes.
Yoshi walks onto like like has arms and everything.
Yeah, he plays games with you.
That is why they had to roll it back. They're
Yeah.
like, let's change that.
Roll back those prices.
Roll back that explanation and say we're gonna walk it back. Actually.
Yeah.
We're not
So
gonna roll
now
it back, we're gonna walk it back.
I think official canon is that he is pointing ahead and saying go, but the intention was that he's bonking that head. Yeah.
Besides, there's still canon.
Still canon.
To drop Yoshi to make your goal.
Yeah.
The sacrifice
I
Yoshi strat.
never like to do that.
That's what I mean. A little crispiness. I like a little crispiness to
I'll
Mario.
take the death over abandoning him.
Wow.
We're going down together. We're
okay.
a team.
All right. No, there's I think there's 1-star level where you have to.
Oh, dude, that feels bad.
I really think there is, right?
There might be.
In one of the Star Course levels, you have to let Yoshi go to win.
It's very upsetting. I don't like doing it.
Not true.
To go over you have to like go over. Yeah. You have to it's a secret exit. I think you have to go over the pole.
Unless you have like the cape or something.
If you have the cape, you can do it.
You can do anything with the cape.
Or purple Yoshi
All right.
with a
Purple Yoshi.
with a shell.
Yeah, that game has some cool Yoshi secrets.
Yeah, you gotta go Star Road, baby.
Late game
Good Yoshi stuff.
secrets. Yeah, it's cool.
Fire the blue one, dude. The
last-
wings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love the blue one. Yeah, it's so good.
And now I got that rewind function. Those star levels are gonna be so easy.
I was like, yep. Our last question comes
Okay.
from Ian Alexander. With the SNES Mini being so hard to find, lots of people are likely doing strange and funny things to get one.
Yes.
What's the most outlandish thing you or your friends ever did to get a game or a console? My favorite memory is when my friend and I took our first ever bus trip to the mall to get a copy of Time Crisis, which came with the light gun. We were quite young, so going off on our own was a big deal, and we made it into an epic adventure.
I remember taking an after-school class to get a Game Boy Color. I said I would do it if I got a Game Boy Color.
Nice.
What was the class?
I was just like reading stuff or something like that. I was in elementary school.
So you had to stay late after
No,
class.
it was like out of school somewhere else.
Oh,
like once a
okay,
week.
whoa.
One of those things.
Huh.
Like better reading. Or
What was
something
your
like
first Game Boy Color game?
that. Pitfall.
Whoa.
Pitfall.
What a pick.
Is that the Mayan Adventure one? Or
I believe so, yeah.
Cool, dude.
It was kind of sweet back then.
The one that immediately comes to mind actually is Game Trailers days. Metal Gear Solid 5. We would be calling a game store, harassing them on Facebook about getting the game in early.
Hustle back.
It wasn't even on the release date. It's why don't you have this early yet?
Hustle back.
And harassing them, being so it was a hustle back day.
It was
Yes,
Hustle back day.
So the game store is not a quick trip during the middle of a work day. But
It's like an hour.
it's like an hour. We drove down, we picked up probably 9 copies of Metal Gear Solid 5. We picked up a bunch of them. And we had to get lunch.
That's what we did with Bloodborne too.
yeah.
I remember.
Oh yeah, Bloodborne. We actually got a copy for everybody.
Yeah, that was a good day.
We were eating lunch, and then we got a text from Bloodworth that just says, "Hustle back."
Yeah, super funny.
Hustle.
While we're like eating, it's like, okay, fine. But yeah, that's not like I realize that doesn't seem crazy, but at that time we worked in an office. We had a responsibility to have a short lunch, and we did not follow that responsibility. We just set all of that aside to go pick up a game.
Because we would
early.
get caught up in the hype, man, and we were just freaking out, like going, you got the codes, freaking out every day.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 5.
I blame Huber, dude.
Yeah, it was a lot of
He got
humor,
me too excited about everything.
Yeah. You got a story, Damiani?
Yeah, I have several stories.
Several.
I will start with I'll do a nefarious one.
Whoa.
And
You cheated. You cheated a friend out of something.
Yep.
I will concede. I don't know if this is how it actually happened because I was so little. I might be remembering it wrong. There's a slight possibility this never happened, and I just imagined it, and it became fact in my mind. I've never asked my parents if this to verify it.
I think you probably just try to suppress
I'm
it.
too ashamed. I'm too ashamed.
Okay, here we go.
Of asking about it. So it was like third grade. No, it was some elementary school year.
Okay,
so that's a very good sign. I can't remember what year it was. I know what year it was. I just don't remember what grade I was in at the time. Elementary school, and our elementary school did silent auctions, where on some evening, some day or whatever, you came with your parents, and there were just like stuff there that you could just write on a sheet of paper. You would you'd write down a bid or whatever and a name or something, and it went into like the box or whatever.
Yeah.
And they'd review them all, or whoever got the highest every 30 minutes, and they would write down on the sheet. They would write down what the current highest bid was.
Yeah.
So it was like primitive form of eBay. Like you just didn't know who the leading bidder was. It's kept updating it every so often. Anyway, there was a copy of Link's Awakening at the silent auction.
Ooh.
It had like just come out. I didn't have it yet.
Yeah.
So I begged my parents to please put a bid on it. And what I didn't understand as a kid is that they were like
fundraiser.
They were telling me, we will buy this for you at some point.
Yeah.
At the normal price.
Right.
Because we buy it here, we're gonna pay more because we're bidding on it.
Yeah.
Like that's not like you don't need to have it right now.
Yeah.
That did not compute
Of
with
course
me
not. No.
as a kid. I'm like,
you just see the game right there.
The price discussion is only in 1 year out, in 1 year as a kid.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, time. It's like right here. I want this.
Yeah.
Like it's a Zelda. I was like, wait, I forgot this was coming out. This is great.
Yeah.
So they were nice and they put down a bid. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember where it placed, if even it was ever at the top. I think it was because I remember checking the sheet and it was there. And I was like, oh, yay. And I'm pretty sure they bid just how much it was worth. And it stood there until very near the end. I saw it wasn't the number one bid anymore. And I asked my parents to please bid on it and stuff. And they were like, no, like we'll just wait and get you one later.
Oh, no.
And I was like, this sucks.
You took it into your own hands.
Took it in my hands, but literally.
You stole it?
I don't remember it. I remember taking the game, leaving the school, and walking home.
You stole it!
Opening it up.
You stole it! Don't tell me you're like, don't think it didn't happen. You stole it, you thief!
I was like, but when I think about it, I was like, how did a kid walk out with all those parents watching, like, all these eyeballs? They would have seen a kid walking out
Because you
with,
probably
like,
thought you were some dumb kid.
no, like, it doesn't, like, I'm pretty sure I fantasized about doing it and thought I did it. And that's like the reality.
Damiani, you stole it, man!
Damiani, you need to talk to your parents about this.
We need to get him on the line.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they just bought it for me
That's
later.
probably what happened.
And
No.
I got it. And I just, like, I might have just started telling people, yeah, I stole it and stuff to seem cool. And that became the reality.
No. He stole it.
Because why would it...
Case closed.
Because they would have known... The names are on the bids. When the parents or whoever won it, didn't get it, they would have looked where to go. Oh, let's check the bids to see if someone...
Maybe your parents just outbid him after.
This is insane.
Like, I would have been grounded. They would have found out. I would have been grounded.
Oh, okay.
I don't
There's no
remember anything
repercussions.
about... It was like, in my mind, I never got in trouble for that. Even when they saw me playing it, my parents never asked about it. So
Did you
that's
have like
why...
a fever
This
around
ain't
this
right.
time?
This ain't right.
Like a fever?
Like,
This ain't
that
right.
going
can't
on?
be right.
No, this is a murderer justifying his actions. This is not
We need
right.
to contact his parents.
Yeah.
So
We need justice.
We need justice.
And give that school the money or the charity or whatever it was.
Yeah, we need to go back.
Time to make it right.
Make it right, Damiani. Give him those $30.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Adjusted for inflation.
Just
Inflation. Give him like $300.
and interest.
Whoa.
Gotta get that. Now it's like a student loan.
That's
debt.
No,
very
I thought this was
sister.
gonna be a cute story where like Damiani like bids like $1,000 and like puts
Yeah,
that
like,
in.
ha ha ha.
yeah. No,
No,
he
it
just
kinda-
stole it.
Sticky hands.
Yeah.
Takes it out of there.
Wow.
Thief in the night.
Walks home, plays
Yeah.
it that night.
Ditches his family.
Oh my
makes
God.
him deal with the repercussions. Oh my god.
Turn
dude.
this into a fan fiction.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a story. We'll make a movie out of this. But yes, I don't know. I definitely have ones that were like true that aren't nefarious like that.
Yeah.
Like insane things I did to like go out and get a game and stuff like that. That one I just remember because like it just sticks in my mind as funny and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
And
very
like
funny.
dark humor. It's like this little kid doing that.
Yeah.
But like when you look at it and scrutinize it, it's like that. I have doubts that happened that way, Damiani. Like, that's no.
False memory.
You need to go talk to someone who was old enough to remember.
I'm choosing to believe it's a false memory.
I'll choose to believe he's a thief.
Okay.
We'll take both sides.
Wow.
Everybody
I
wins.
hope in the game they called you thief too. I hope you tried to steal.
Yeah,
from the
that
store
game.
in the
That's
game.
Link's Awakening. That's
Yeah,
the game
yeah,
where you
yeah.
steal the item. You get
Yeah.
labeled as thief for us game.
And,
So
yeah, don't go back in
that
the
could also
store.
be part of the thing, like it's affecting my memory. Is that like
Nice try,
yeah,
Damiani.
I did like
Nice damage control
dude.
there.
Look at that. Brad's like, I don't buy it.
He's a thief.
You did this, Damiani.
You
You're gonna
thief.
pay. I think it's gonna wrap it up.
Cool.
It was a good
Good stuff.
story. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
That was fun.
Thank you to both of you
Sure.
for
Yeah.
joining me on this episode of Friend Code. And again, if you want to submit your patrons polls question, it's be a $5 and up patron. Look for that post the beginning of each week we record. So it'll be about 2 weeks from now. And again, if you're a $1 and up patron, you get this episode early. Usually goes up Sunday evenings and normally goes up for the public Tuesday at noon. And a real quick thank you to all of our patrons. I made a little bit of a business pitch at the end saying that we need to stay above 40,000 for this show, as well as Ian's reaction shots to keep going. We are definitely above 40,000 going into the home stretch.
Feels
of the
good.
5-day period.
Yeah,
I think
thank
it's safe
you.
to say, like,
Thank you so much.
And for all those who supported us during the Super Nintendo Classic mega stream. People like should have called it Super Stream. I apologize. Should have been called Super Stream.
Mega Stream, I think we already previously established.
Because Mega
this.
goes with Sega. Super Nintendo.
No,
like,
Mega Stream. It just sounds
The
good.
Mega Drives.
No,
any,
Super
like, the
Stream
8-bit
does
one.
sound
See,
good. What
there
have
you
I
go,
done?
Kyle, now you caught it. But thank you to all of you who supported us during that to help us reach that mark to keep this going. But until next time. Oh, before I do this, I got called out. People were like, stop ending it like this. I was about to end it. Like, you got to think of a better ending
Whoa.
than this.
Whoa, who are these people?
There's some commenters in the last episode in the YouTube comments who were nice. They're not mean about
okay,
it.
okay,
They were just
they were
like,
nice.
hey, we love this, but like,
Yeah.
you got to think of a better ending catchline, Damiani.
Okay, I agree with them, actually. Here we go.
So, I could either do, real quick,
Oh.
bring back the Zelda
Options.
talk ending.
Oh,
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I like that.
remember
But then
that,
all
like-
three of us have to say it. Because that's how we did it.
I don't
I'm trying to remember, like,
And I
something
say,
May the Way of the
May
Hero.
the way of the hero, lead to the Triforce.
Link to the Triforce. What's our other option?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do that.
Yeah, let's just do that.
I was thinking about rotating it like a different caption from a game.
You're gonna hate doing that each week.
Yeah.
It's fun for the first 3 weeks, and then you're like, okay.
It's like picking like 3 or 4 and
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
rotating them. But no, that's gonna be annoying. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do Zelda one.
'Kay.
My Zelda leading ways. So on the count of 3.
Okay.
May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce, and it's on 3. So
'Kay.
1, 2.
May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.